Hero has been so passionate about the Passion Pro that since 2001, that's 19 years, this one is still in production and it is one of the top 10 selling motorcycles even now. So we are going to find out what is the real deal with the Passion Pro in its basic avatar. Before we begin, subscribe to MotorBeam and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Now look at this motorcycle. This motorcycle looks dope for a 110cc commuter. Mind that word, it is a commuter. You look at the headlight, it is revamped. Look at the tank design, it is revamped again. Look at the seat design, it is revamped again. The grab rail, well, that is same. The panels over here are revamped and so is the tail light. So the overall body design has gone crazy and you get multiple color options, total 5 color options. This one gets a tri-color setup. Yellow, silver and black, and you get more such colors like blue, red and so much so that it's a complete rainbow. In the lower half the bike looks very nice because it gets a complete black finish. Right now it's very dirty, I cannot do anything about it because it's a rainy season, but there's one thing that I like a lot is the red suspension over here, and that's similar to that of the Glamour. But if I come to the instrument cluster, well, it is a dope unit. This one gets an i3S start and I have just did in the motorcycle, parked it over here in neutral, and if I just hold the clutch, it will start. This is a gem of a technology if you want to save fuel. And since that motorcycle was on, we'll show you in another 4 seconds that the motorcycle will shut automatically because the i3S system will kick in, and this was a good example for me giving you the exhaust note of it. So there are 3 different colors for this motorcycle and I've got 3 different colors right over here, so this makes me really proud. Indian flag over here, and this is an Indian motorcycle. Now since the cameraman has come over here, I have to talk about the instrument cluster, and the instrument cluster is very basic. You get an analog digital cluster. The analog is the speedometer. You get telltale lights on the side. You can see that the i3S light is blinking because the i3S system is working right now, and the digital part gives you the trip meter, odometer and an i3S on or off notification with the fuel gauge, and that's about it. You do not get any more details at all. And if I talk about the switch gear, well, the switch gear over here looks very similar to that of the Glamour. The quality is not that nice. Over here we used to get the i3S button. For the Glamour, that is gone missing too. And the quality of the switch gear is very basic. So you can see some cost saving over there. And talking about cost saving, look at the size of the key. This is just too small. If you have seen the key of the Glamour, of the X-Pulse, of the Extreme, well, those were bigger keys. This is just too small. Cost saving? Definitely. So you can see that the tank design is pretty nice. You feel this is a big tank, but it is not. It is same at 10 liters, just like the other Hero bikes. That one thing that I don't like a lot is the fuel lid just comes in your hand. But there's one thing that is nice. It's the mileage that this engine offers, which is close to 60 to 65 kilometers per liter, and so you get a good amount range of 600 kilometers. This being a commuter, if you do a full tank, you can ride almost to Goa from Mumbai. That is a pretty nice thing to do. I want to go to Goa. Now there's a particular nice that I have been hearing and noticing, and I think it's about the build quality, which is a fit and finish, which I do not like much. Let's hear that. Do you hear that squeaking noise? That is not coming from the tire, that is coming from the wires around here which are not properly set. And since I'm already here, let's talk about the ergonomics, shall we? Grabbing the handlebar, my legs up onto the seat, and I can see that this is a very comfortable place to be on because you get front set foot pegs. But if you are any taller than me, you will not like this motorcycle because once you have turned the handlebar, your legs come very close to the rider. Sorry, your legs come very close to the handlebar, and that is when you might counter an issue because over here it already touches your leg. So if you are any taller, you might hit it and you might not be that comfortable. But for an average Indian heighted rider, this motorcycle is very comfortable. Hello from the other side. Well, that is a good way to talk about the mirror because you can see me from the mirror and I can actually see you guys. Not really see you guys, but actually see what's behind. But once I'm on the motorcycle, I cannot see because the mirrors are not too wide, and all I can see are these cool swatches. Well, these look pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah. But the mirrors, not that great. A commuter motorcycle is all about comfort, and this one is just too comfortable because the seats are just way too soft. You can see that my hand just sinks into it. This is a very soft seat, so if you're riding for long, you will not be as comfortable. Talking about and appreciating this motorcycle, there's one thing that I missed, that cost saving has been very evident and you do not get any LEDs anywhere. Pilot lamps, headlight, indicators, tail light. Design is nice, no LEDs though. Talking about the heart of the matter, this one gets a new 110cc engine, 109 point something that you can see in the icon right over here, but this one gets a new engine altogether. It is similar to the Splendor iSmart and the numbers have changed altogether. This one produces less power than before but more torque. So this one is a little torquey engine, gives you that good low end feel, good mid range, but the top end is dead. You don't have any top speed at all. With my weight, I was able to push it to 100 km per hour and this motor was just crying its heart out that bus karo bhai. But this one was still handling up for commuting duties and it could do commutes pretty nicely, and this is what it's made for. So now if I compare it to the older Passion, this one is still a commuter with a new engine, torquey motor, no harshness, but the vibrations are still there that are all throughout the engine if you push this motorcycle. The throttle response is pretty nice, but I do not like it as much because it gets jerky at times in the low end. The clutch is light, not that bad though. And the gearbox, you get a heel toe shifter over here with a 4-speed gearbox with gears all up. So yes, there's a bit of cost cutting there as well. I've been saying cost cutting again and again and again because this motorcycle has that evident notice. The gearbox does not feel as smooth, and if I talk about the competition, specifically the Bajaj Platina 110 Edge gear, it gets a 5-speed gearbox that is better shifting. And this one, being the top 10 highest selling motorcycle, one of the top 10 highest selling, having a 4-speed gearbox after an update, well, that is disappointing. With comfortable ergonomics, you get comfortable riding dynamics too, and this one has it all because you get comfortable suspension setup, telescopic at the front, dual suspension at the rear. But there's one thing that's new, and that is the chassis, because this gets a complete overhaul. It's a brand new chassis, and because of that, you get more ground clearance too. So if you're tipping into corners, you will get good amount of confidence because there's a good amount of feedback from the handlebar as well as the seat. But then there's one thing, because these tires are quite thin. These are just 80 section tires on 18-inch alloys, making the ride comfortable, not that confidence inspiring though. Now if you check at the rear, you get a drum brake setup, and if I come ahead, well, you get a disc brake, but that is optional. If you want to get, you can get a drum brake option, but you will get CBS, that is combi brake, IBS, integrated braking system as standard. And once you apply the rear brake, the front brakes get applied too. So you get good amount of confidence. And unlike other hero bikes, this one has a brilliant stopping power. So yes, the brakes are very, very, very nice. The brakes are so nice that I was able to pull a stoppie on this motorcycle too. It is just a freaking commuter, dude. Are you passionately passionate about the Passion Pro? Well, there was too much passion in that sentence. But if you're walking into a hero showroom to get yourself a Passion, you will definitely get the Passion Pro, because this one is a very good looking, very reliable, and one of the top 10 highest selling motorcycles. But if you're looking for something like a workhorse, you will actually walk out with the keys of the Splendor, because that makes more sense and that is actually cheaper than this too. So if you want a proper workhorse, Splendor is the one. Want a good looking workhorse? The Passion is the one. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, do hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.